And welcome everyone. This is Balance of Power, and today we're going to be doing a Let's Play with Malus Darkblade from Creative Assembly's Warhammer Total War 2. We're going to be playing this on Legendary difficulty on the Eye of the Vortex campaign, and I hope that you all have a lot of fun watching us do this. We're going to try and do this a little bit differently to some of the other Let's Plays and walkthroughs that you may have seen, as we are going to try to keep hold of Hag Graef and our expedition, no matter what the cost being. I think one of our plans is really going to be to sack and burn in the south and send as many slaves as possible back to Hag Graef. And then we'll have our forces in Hag Graef defending against the rebellions and the enemies that we have up there. So let's just have a look around at what we have to start with. I think most people have seen this, at the beginning quite a few times, especially if you are, trying to get your campaign, to start right. So looking at our hero here, we have got the Spiteful trait, which gives us 5% weapon strength to all units in the army and 3 to melee attack to all units in the army. Probably one of the best traits that the Dark Elves possess. I know that the Masters have it, I know that the Lords have it. I'm not sure if the Death Hags and the Assassins and the Sorceresses can get it, but if we can get several of these heroes in one army, then we're going to end up with a lot of weapon strength and a lot of melee attack, and it's going to make our battles a lot easier. I think it would be really quite cool actually to see 10 or 12 Spiteful Masters on chariots. I think that they could really, just win a battle by themselves. But we'll get to that later on down the line if we're lucky with the hero selections. Okay, so we've got Malus Darkblade. We've got a small force. We have got the new Bloodrack Medusa and the Scourge Runner Chariot. The Scourge Runner Chariot, in my opinion, is a really good unit. The Bloodrack Medusa is an average unit. It's expensive and it doesn't really perform very well. And he does have his Cold War Knights. Again, cavalry being what they are in this game, it's a very situational unit. Good at the beginning, and we will use it, but it will more than likely get taken out of the army when we get into the mid and late game, as I find that cavalry just doesn't pull its weight. I mean, I have actually seen instances on legendary difficulty of you piling 2 of your cavalry units into one of the enemies, and you will come off worse off than they will. It's something I'm hoping that one day cavalry will be better in Total War Warhammer 2, but until that day we will just stop using them. Okay, so the first thing to do with Malus Darkblade is to take this first region. But before I do that, I want to look at Hag Graef and just make sure that everything is going well there. So we have Pardek up here with a small force. This force needs to be built up if it's going to be defending Hag Graef. And the main thing with Hag Graef as well, is that we need to get it leveled up quickly, as I want to get the walls in there fast, because we have no idea who could be attacking. It could be Dark Elves, it could be Clan Richters, it could be Beastmen, and more than likely we're going to see a large amount of rebellions, because every slave we get, we're going to send to Hag Graef. So with Pardek, let's have a look at his character trait, and he is disciplined, which is a really good trait with +2 leadership and +2 melee attack. But what I do want to just quickly check to see is if there is a Spiteful Lord that I can get. And we're just having a look. And it looks like not at this moment. So we're going to keep our disciplined Beast Lord, yeah, for the time being. Yeah. What I want to do to make Hag Graef grow that little bit quicker is I'm going to expand it slowly into these other two regions, building them up, build the walls, make sure that, you know, we're not just throwing funds away by building them up and then having the Beastmen or somebody else come and raise them and reduce all our efforts to ash. What I'm also going to do with characters a lot is if they're not actually doing anything or if they're not in a hurry to get somewhere, we're going to put them in ambush stance. I want to try to get it so that they get the ambusher's trait. Yeah, so give us an extra 5% to ambush and 10% to ambush defense. This is going to come in handy for our lords later on down the track. So with Hag Graef, we're going to tell it to request additional slaves. Yeah, and then most other places that we conquer, we're going to tell it not to have any slaves, and we're just going to send all of them to Hag Graef. Yeah, we don't care about public order. Every rebellion will smash. Yeah, and our army in the area will get that much more experience for doing it. Just hopefully we don't have rebellions and enemy armies, you know, coming at the same time. We're going to have to manage this quite well. Okay, so back to Malus Darkblade, and more than until our first battle. So what I'm going to do, shut up demon, we're going to add our hero to Malus's army, yeah, and get ready to push this attack. Get our Black Ark to come in for the fight as well.
Attack!
And try and use these two in tandem as much as possible.
Fire in my soul.
So, first battle of the campaign. It is an easy one. Once you see me do it, you may have seen other people do it. Yeah, there are tactics that will make this battle a lot easier than it is. Yeah, we'll get in there. Okay, and here we are on the battlefield. Got our forces arrayed in front of us, and our reinforcements are coming from behind. We're just going to deploy our troops. You know, this is a good place over here. We're going to prepare for them to attack us rather than moving up to them. So that's all of them. Okay, so when we start the battle, we're going to have our enemies, yeah, they're probably going to take a defensive position because they quite clearly have the missile advantage. Yeah, and what we're going to do immediately is take that away from them. Yeah, and we're going to get them to waste all their ammo. Yeah, which is going to make it so we take a lot less casualties in this battle. Yeah, allowing us to move on a lot more quickly. Let's wait for our reinforcements to come in. Got our Black Ark Corsairs. And we got our Fleet Admiral. Let's just bring them in. Speed it up so they can get in faster. The AI has no idea what it's doing. But once all my troops get into position, it will come back. And we're going to come up here straight away. Actually, we're going to start wasting their ammunition. and we will just run round in circles and allow them to waste their ammo. It's a very cheesy tactic. I think when the AI finally stops doing this, we will find ways of beating them again. It's not that the battle isn't winnable without doing this, it's just that we want to make sure that we have our forces intact, ready for the next turn, so we can make another attack. We don't want to have to slow down to replenish. We don't have to want to, recruit troops, to replace the ones that we've lost. We want to be adding troops to our army, and making it so that they have zero to little downtime. Now, when you're doing this sort of thing, obviously it's very important to notice, don't try to damage the enemy in any way, because that will trigger them to come forwards, and start the real battle, and then their archers will be shooting at your troops rather than your heroes. Come on, start shooting me again. Go. I don't know how easy it would be for Creative Assembly to actually fix this. I think it's cool. I think this is a bug, but I'm going to do it anyway because, like I said, it's just invaluable to make sure that your troops are intact, especially on legendary difficulty. I think on hard or very hard you could just smash straight into them, take very few casualties, but not on legendary. And they've got so many bonuses to melee and leadership. That why would you want to give them all the advantages? They have the missile advantage and the melee advantage. You've got to start taking these things away from them if you're gonna have a win. I think it's very important just to have a really good start when you have a campaign. I'm nearly out of ammunition now. I think in a minute it's going to flash up with, the balance is changing in your favor. That's what we're all about here at Balance of Power. Not going to worry about getting rid of the Reaver archers. They got a very slow rate of fire and they don't really do very much unless you chase them. Just one more unit of Lothran Sea Guard to expend their ammunition, and then we're going to start hitting them. I think this probably would be more appropriate for Three Kingdoms Total War, of all the Chinese heroes jumping up and down and blocking 1,000 arrows with just their clothes. I think that's very relevant to what we're doing here. It just doesn't look as pretty. Alright, so that's all done. Get our master to come back to our lines. And we'll bring them forwards. That should trigger them. There we go. Off they come. In fact, we're going to bring our crossbows over here. All right. Send my heroes to kill theirs. Send the chariots. Let's slow this down a tiny bit.
Dark shards. Corsairs. Kill them.
And the battle has started.
Dark shards!
Cold-blooded killers! Carnage awaits!
Glorious destruction!
Pull the chariots out for a second. Get them another charge. Got lots of spearmen incoming.
Kill them! Advancing! Carnage awaits!
Got the spearmen have changed direction. Good.
On to slaughter!
Reavers are running away. That's fantastic.
Murder awaits!
All those spearmen doing what they want to do. Archers running. This battle's going to be over soon.
Cold-blooded killers!
Advancing!
Could use Zarkhan, but I think it's not necessary.
Corsairs! Suffering for all! Onwards to murder!
Keep the cavalry getting out. Cavalry's good in these battles for taking out archers, but up against anything else, they're gonna lose.
Death! Slay them! With fire! Forward! Rookie!
Send our corsairs to intercept their spearmen
Massacre
and
them!
help in there.
Merciless warriors! Hydra! Corsairs! Eager for battle! Slay them! Corsairs! Advance, Druki! Eager for battle! Dark shards! Druki! To destruction! Darkblade!
Malus taking a tiny bit of damage. Let's hit Zarkhan now. Right, and then we'll just end the battle here. And so, a glorious victory. The first of many for this campaign. Level up for Malus. And what we're going to do, I think, is we are going to loot and occupy. We want these slaves going straight back to Hag Graef. We want to increase our income. We need as much income as possible if we are going to defend both of these areas at once. So this is the option to get rid of Hag Graef, but we're not going to, so we're going to exile this filth and keep hold of Hag Graef. I think it's going to be worth a lot of money, you know, as we keep on sending the slaves home. So what I think I'm going to do with Malus, and I'm going to do this probably nearly every turn if I can, is I'm going to try to transfer the troops to the Black Ark so we can actually save that money, yeah, from our upkeep.
Losing my grip.
Which just gave us an extra 800 in income, which is going to mean we're going to be able to continue building all the structures we need.
Lord of the Black Court.
We've got Malina has upgraded, and so we'll get stimulate growth. Just want to build up the regions that Malus is in, yeah, as I go. And then Malus, and we're going to give him Root Marcher. Probably, you know, the skill that every lord takes straight away, because that extra 10% movement range is going to be the difference between getting away and not getting away, or catching the enemy and not catching them. So I hit some research, do choose and die. 3% extra income from the slaves. Oh, I love slaves. I can upgrade the Black Ark. So yes, let's get the next level of Black Ark. Start reducing the upkeep even further.
I shall save.
I'm going to keep the Corsair cabins on the Black Ark. I think this is how we're going to use it for our recruitment rather than the regions itself. Got a damaged building. I don't want to waste the money repairing it. They will repair over time. It is going to add to the public order, but you know, we're not in any rush. Yeah, and the more rebellions we can have, the better. So moving on to the second turn. And here we have it, we're on turn 2, ready to continue our conquest. So our next target is going to be Tor Elisor. We want to take it this very turn, make it so that they don't recruit any troops, and make that fight any harder than it actually has to be.
How much more?
Yeah, and we've got enough forces, you know, that we can do this straight away. So we're going to move. Get Malus to catch up. He's going to grab hold of the army.
Yes.
And then he's going to continue on.
Shall be mayhem. Glory to Cain. Rise up, warriors!
Murderous lord. Annihilate them.
We'll get Malus to initiate the assault.
Hear the din of war. Show your mettle.
Okay, and here we are at Tor Elisor. Quite a easy settlement to assault. I find that, you know, on Warhammer the sieges probably some of the easiest battles that you will fight. Especially when attacking them. As the AI, you know, it knows to defend the walls, and it knows to hold the gates and the you know, the capture point, but everything in between, it doesn't do well. Yeah, and we should be able to overwhelm this settlement, you know, very quickly.
Soulless.
We'll use Malus and our hero to tank the shots of the tower whilst we are advancing, and yeah, that'll make it easy so we don't take the casualties when we're going in.
Dark elves.
Put one side of our infantry on this side with our crossbows, and we will put our cavalry and our chariots and our Medusa on this side, and we'll start the battle. Everyone move up,
Going.
and we'll move up.
On to destruction.
Just distract the towers, just, you know, giving us enough time
Darkblade.
to get
Wage war.
our troops in position.
Moving out. Battle ready. Advancing. On to slaughter.
I'm gonna use the bombardment of the Black Ark once we're actually on the walls.
We are ready. Forward. Bloody murder. By your command. It is done.
Corsairs are up. Very minimal casualties as we go.
At once.
Let's get the bleak swords in.
Merciless warriors.
They'll do better with their sword and shield rather than the spears.
Destroy. Understood. End them.
Keep the archers on guard mode because we don't want them to start pursuing enemies.
Darkblade. Immediately. What now?
And now this is a better time to start these bombardments. Malus is taking a bit of punishment. We'll try and be careful with him.
Red spears. Eager for battle. Dark shards. For the king.
Let's see if we can take out the enemy lord with archers. They're starting to do some really good damage to him. I think as soon as I think now's a good time to send these troops. Yeah, I didn't notice that before. You can't become Zarkhan on a wall.
Dread spears. Chariots. Cold ones. Eager for battle.
Some reason we can't use the chariots and the Medusa to smash the gates, but the cold ones will just have to do. Battle will be over very shortly, I think.
Carnage awaits. Druki. By Cain. Where to? End it. Darkblade. Carnage. Merciless warriors. Corsairs! I came! Blighted one!
Let's get Malus away from that hero. I think this will be over before the gates open.
Dealers in death! Hack! Cut! Dog shots! Onwards to murder!
Nearly over. Noble shaken.
End them! Eager for battle!
Gates are nearly open.
Master Druki! Execute! Doom comes! Dog shots! Make them bleed! Attack!
And there we go, the battle is over. Didn't take very many casualties at all, despite the wars. And Tora saw falls. A nice bit of loot gained from the battle. Another level up. And we're going to loot and occupy, I think, again. Extra money, replenishment, and the slaves. Important slaves.
Darkblade!
Okay,
I have prevailed.
so let's just see if we can do this again. Yeah, and get it so we can get all the troops onto the Black Ark.
I am consumed!
Level up, and I think we'll go for Dreaded Slaver for extra post-battle casualties captured. And I think our hero is also leveled up, and so is our Fleet Master, which is good. We'll get Indomitable Will for the Master, extra leadership and charge bonus. I'll help later. And our Black Ark, we'll get him Route Marcher so he can keep up with Malus. So at the moment we are at full possession, which means that we get minus 50% casualty replenishment. And our lords can get much more disloyal. We're going to get rid of that now by taking some of the elixir, get ourselves some replenishment, and we've also succeeded a mission by doing that, get another 500 into our coffers, which has actually made that elixir a little bit cheaper. Okay, so Torosaur in this area, though it's damaged, it's fine, we're just going to leave it the way it is. I do not care about damaged buildings, and don't care about the public order in this place, because we're going to stay here for quite some time, and if we can get some extra battles out of the rebels, then that will be fantastic. Right, and then up at Hag Graef, we've got our Mother here. I'm sure that was Pardek before, but let's have a look at her trade. She's cunning. Did I change that? I didn't see myself change it, but let's just see for a second if Pardek is in the list. Oh, there he is. So I must have changed him by accident. Never mind. Yeah, Maver, you will have to do. I'm going to get it to come out
What violent
of
delights!
ambush. We're going to go over Temple of Cain.
Create chaos!
So we can colonize or we can search ruins. I'm no rush to start colonizing, and extra scrolls, items and money would be appreciated, so we're going to search the ruins. It's one of the ciphers of the old ones. Yeah, you can spend a lot of time, working this out for yourself, or you can do, what's been greatly provided to you on the forums, and that will be every solution that you need for these puzzles. Because really, you just want the item. Yeah, the puzzle's great, but you don't want to be told at the end of it you don't have it. So we're just going to look up the solution now. And it's a red 2, thank you very much. So we've got the Sword of Striking, an extra 1,000 in the treasury, and another 40 scrolls of Hecate.
Be prepared for
And I believe that is the end of this turn. Nothing left to do. In Malakef's turn, yeah, he was able to, I believe, destroy Hag Graef. Yeah, and I think next turn he'll probably actually recapture it. Would like Malakef to do as well as possible, because we have rights that are going to get us heroes at better levels. Yeah, so we'd like him to have 30 regions would be great, because then I can recruit a hero at level 30 straight away. But I'm moving on. So mission issued: destroy Tor Elasor as a whole faction and get another 2,000 into our treasury. Well, that can be accomplished. And search any ruined settlement for treasure for an extra 500. I wish that had come up last turn, yeah, as we'd have already done that. But luckily there are more ruins that we can search. Okay. So, Hag Graef. We're going to now colonize the Temple of Cain. And we just want to start building it up straight away. We want to start increasing the growth at Hag Graef, get it so we can get level 3 on it as quickly as possible, build the walls, make it so we can defend this territory. Down in the Sea of Dread, we have some Skaven visitors. We know that at the end of this turn they're going to attack Tor Elasor. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for them there.
Black-hearted, Lord of Fear.
Close the gates behind us.
Okay. Not very much to do in this turn. We ignore the damaged buildings. And we're going to just wait for our enemy to come to us. And here we have it, with the Skaven attacking us at Tor Elasor. Yeah, we still have the same forces that we had before. We have a very, very, very small garrison to help us. Yeah, just chuck them in the way. Hopefully they die first. Yeah, but this battle should be nothing to worry about. We also have the Black Ark offshore. It's going to give us some artillery support.
For the Hag!
I think the biggest threat that we're going to see here is the Rat Ogres. Yeah, but luckily they're going to have to go through the front gate, and we're going to be ready for them.
Rise up, warrior!
So, the Battle of Tor Elasor, but this time from a different way round. Let's just pull all our forces back for a second, and then just organise them as we wish. So we've got our enemy has put his Rat Ogres in the centre, and he's going to use clan rats to swarm over the walls. But we're going to be ready for him. So I'll put my garrison
Eager for
up on the walls and man the towers.
Corsairs! Corsair handbows! Battle ready! Corsair handbows! Corsairs!
And then we'll get ready to help them out in a
Red
bit.
spears!
2 small units of spearmen here. I'm going to place them just in front of the gates,
Nagarothi!
just to hold back the rat ogres when they come.
Dark shards!
But we'll also have waiting for them our dark shards and our Medusa. We'll start shooting at them as they come in.
Battle ready!
In fact, I think I might put an extra unit of spearmen from Malus's army in front of the gates as well, because we don't want them breaking through.
Chariots!
Scourge runner chariots, just have them ready to shoot at anything that comes through the gates,
Corsairs!
and we'll have our Corsairs
Eager for battle!
waiting to do a counter-attack once the Skaven are on the walls.
Nagarothi! Dealers in death! Darkblade!
Malus there, I will put the Master, who's got anti-large, so he can stay with the gates as well. And we'll start the battle. We'll start our towers shooting at the rat ogres, I think. And away we go, just have to wait for them.
Cold ones!
Cold One cavalry just chilling at the back here.
Nagarothi!
Tell our dark shards to stop shooting, just for the moment. Gates being damaged now. Won't be long until they start taking that extra damage.
It is done! Corsair handbows!
You know, what lightning hitting our 4 Corsairs on the walls.
Corsairs! Turn! Battle ready! Ha! Ha!
Start the counter-attack whilst they're not fully on the walls.
Battle ready!
Send some more men ready.
Dark shards! Fight!
Got the rat ogres through now, so let's start all our dark shards opening fire into them. They should run away very quickly. They're very low leadership, especially when their general's over here.
Darkblade! Pull back! Carnage!
Battle's nearly over now.
Corsairs! We are ready! Dealers in death!
Just hold them at the gates, boys. big volley of arrows going in. I really don't see the Skaven actually making any headway in this battle.
Eager for battle.
So that's another unit of rat ogres that have fallen.
Where to?
They send in another wave.
Slaughter them! Back!
We will greet them with our bolts.
Corsairs! Who's fast?
Malus fighting away, very low health. He hasn't been able to replenish for some turns now. I think that's one of his real weaknesses of Zarkan, especially if you're like me and you forget to have an elixir at the right time. Perhaps, you know, it might have also been better to recruit a few more troops, especially considering, you know, what we are going up against here.
Dark sharks! No mercy!
Let's get some more arrows into the breach. Now they've got a few more troops up here. Let's start hitting them with some of our Black Arc bombardments. Swordsmen are on the run.
Merciless warriors!
And it looks like the battle's over.
Suffering for all!
I think just to finish it now, we just have to put some damage into their general and he'll finally run as well. Malus Darkblade surviving the fight with 119 health. Fantastic. It would have been a real blow to lose him this early on in the campaign and try to make sure he doesn't get that injured again.
Dealers in death! Slaughter them! Master Druki! Immediately!
Send our master up there to try to help, because this little warlock, he seems to be very determined to just continue going even when the rest of his army has fled.
Withdraw!
Come on, Malamar, let's fuck him up. Ow! Die already! I didn't know that Skaven actually even possessed the ability to be unbreakable. And there we go, he's dead. That should be the end. Victory is ours. Yeah. And now we're going to have to recover our forces. A decisive victory. Okay, a decisive victory against clan Moors. There's a scripted army in this campaign. It always hits you at the very same time. Always acts in the same way. Just got to make sure that you're ready for them. What we're going to do is we're going to get some extra slaves. We're going to replenish our army. And luckily this actually took place during the AI's turn. So we are also going to get more replenishment before the next turn, which is greatly going to help.
Put the slave!
Turn 4, fantastic. Enemy killed in battle, Kraug. Well, that's not surprising, yeah, he fought to the death, the brave little rat. We have a right that's been unlocked, the Sacrifice of Cain, which can come in handy later with Dark Conduit ability. I think a lot of people's favourite. and we have successfully completed a mission to destroy the scripted Skaven army. Yeah, and we will be having a rebellion next turn, which is going to be great for more experience from Malus Darkblade. So we've had the replenishment that we needed. I think we're just going to move and finish off the enemy army. Now normally I would play this battle twice. Yeah, I would fight it once manually and then auto-resolve it to get extra levels, but because this army attacked last turn in its turn and retreated, it should be destroyed you know, after a single battle. So we're just going to auto-resolve it and get more slaves.
Not of my own volition.
And we're going to move back, put our troops back into the Black Ark to try and save that money.
Do not push
I think
me.
this time we won't forget to recruit new troops. The Corsairs have been working well, I think, for this army, so we're going to recruit more. I think we'll get one more Corsair with dual weapons and 2 with hand bows, and give our army a tiny bit of variety at the beginning here. We'll level up for our hero, and I think we're going to get an extra point in to stimulate growth now that it's been unlocked. We've got a second point as well, and we will put that into hard to hit, because I don't want my hero to die. I want him to be able to stay in combat for as long as possible, yeah, and you know, keep his health as high as possible at the same time. Yeah, and we've got Malus leveled up as well, fantastic. Yeah, and we're going to get another 2 points into Dreaded Slaver, finish that off. Yeah, make sure all those lovely slaves are going to come in at the maximum rate. Yeah, fantastic. So that's Tor Elisor, and let's find out what's going on at Hag Graef. So we're still building the settlement at the Temple of Cain. It's going to take one more turn. There's nothing else to report here. 11 turns before there's going to be a rebellion. I'm not just going to stay in the Temple of Cain just for the moment. I want to be able to build this up so I've got either the startings of walls or even, you know, completed walls before we move on to the next settlement. And like I said at the beginning, I don't want all of my efforts in this area to be for nothing when I lose a settlement to the Beastmen or so, yeah, because that would just be a waste. Yeah, and you know, if we do, you know, lose things in stupid manners, you know, it's not going to have been worth keeping Hag Graef on, and we might as well have just, you know, fixed, you know, ourselves on the expedition. But I'm fully confident, you know, that we can actually manage and maintain both areas in this campaign. We've got our damaged buildings at back at Totalwar, so again, we don't care. They're going to repair by themselves, and we'll know that we've got the rebellion coming next turn, but we don't care. And then we've got some rites that we can perform. There's a gift to the Witch King, so this is our rite that's going to get us a hero at the level equal to the amount of territory that Malaketh actually holds. Yeah, sometimes my brain's of two thinkings with this. Yeah, I would like Malaketh to have a lot of territories when I do it. Yeah, you know, so I can maximize the level that the hero comes at. Yeah. However, with the AI, how the AI works, yeah, he builds his territories very slowly. You know, and I think at this early stage in the game, it would be just best to get the hero and, you know, get him attached to our army, get him, you know, working on it, leveling up by himself. So we're going to perform that right 250 slaves, we've got plenty. And so it's all about choosing what hero we want to join Malaketh on the expedition. Now we already have a master, a spiteful master. Don't think we need a second one of those. Malus's loyalty and the Dread Fleet, yeah, loyalty not a question. Yeah, I don't think the Canaanite Assassin is what I want. Yeah, Death Hags are brilliant for replenishment. But what I think I really want at this early stage with him is some form of magic, especially with us going up against Skaven. Some of the damaging spells can wipe out their units very quickly. So we're going to have ourselves a sorceress, hopefully a pretty one. Ophelion has joined us. And let's have a look. She comes in at level 2. And she is a fire mage, which is a very good lore of magic, one of the most powerful ones in the game. So let's start leveling up straight away. Yeah, I would like to get, as soon as possible, spells like the Burning Head or Flamestorm. Yeah. Let's just have a quick little look and trait. So she's vicious. +3 melee attack and +3 melee defense. I would prefer her to be spiteful, but I'm not actually even sure if the sorceresses can get the spiteful trait. We will have a look later on when we can recruit them ourselves. So here she is outside Tor Elisor, and she will be able to attach to the army next turn. Yeah. And I think that is everything that we need to do this turn. So we're just going to end it here. So, here we are. Naggarond has declared war on the Ripperhorn tribe. I'm not too concerned about this. It could be a pain in the ass, especially if, the Ripperhorn tribe goes for me over them. But if I've got the right forces up in Hag Graef, they shouldn't be that much of a problem. And if we can even take out one of their armies, we will more than likely take out the whole faction. So we're just going to enter the side on the side of our ally. We're going to keep that military alliance going, even as Malaketh drags me into the stupidest of stupidest wars. In fact, we're seeing him now, just carrying on, sacking and burning, rather than occupying and securing. So we are here. Still the AI's turn, and the rebel army has decided that they would like to take on Malus Darkblade, being as his army is not with him. It's actually with Admiral Leech, but they will all be coming in as reinforcements, and the enemy, in my opinion, is very weak. We should be able to destroy this, no problem.
Spare none.
Okay, so here is our battlefield here. Oh, Malus is starting here, and our enemy is going to be somewhere around here, and our reinforcements are coming in from the left and rear. So we're going to try, I think, immediately to get Malus to join up with the rest of his forces. Hopefully he doesn't get singled out and wounded. Get our guys into groups. Let's try and form a battle line. get ready to save Malus Darkblade, as it looks like they are sending the cavalry in for a charge straight away.
Chariots! Dark shards! Cold one! Forward! Darkblade!
We need to get Malus out. A little bit of support there.
Darkblade!
Yeah, he's fine, he's fine. I think we're going to have a little bit of a messy battle here.
Darkblade! Dark shards!
That eagle's going to be a little bit irritating, but we're going to try to mitigate that by sending our cavalry in to take it out.
No mercy! Certain death! To slaughter! Eager for battle!
Start using those bombardments a little bit more. I think this battle is going very, very well. Malus on 304 health. Yeah, he really wants me to start looking after him better. Garrison fighting bravely, but again, we don't really mind if they die. I got the Lord coming in for my Fleet Master. Don't want to lose the Fleet Master, because then I'll lose the Black Ark.
Dark shards! Dread spears! By Cain! Massacre them! Dark elves! Chariot!
And this battle is over. And we'll get to fight it again in the coming turn for some more experience. At this rate, Malus should be leveling up really, really nicely for us. So another decisive victory. Some more excellent battle loot. Another level up for Malus, now at level 6. Doing very, very well, especially being as it's not even turn 5 yet. We're going to enslave the captives, another 173 of those. 0 replenish because Malus Darkblade does not have an army at this moment.
Power at last.
Fantastic. Turn 5. So a quest has been issued for the Warp Sword of Cain. Kill 1,000 enemies in battle. That's going to be easy. We'll do that very quickly. Got a follower gained. We've got a bodyguard for Malus Darkblade. Minus 10% enemy hero success chance. Fantastic. And Maeve in Hag Graef has become loyal again. And thank you. I'm so glad that you have so much faith in me. And we have completed our research of Choose or Die, getting extra income from our slaves. So before we even forget, I'm going to go into our technology and get something new going. Yeah, and what I like to focus on first in technology is anything that's going to increase money, anything that's going to get rid of public order problems, and especially anything that's going to increase growth, as we want our buildings to grow as fast as possible. We're going to get founded on tyranny for plus 10 growth, and that's going to take 4 turns. So straight away we've got our extra units did not recruit. Thank you so much. I think that probably had to do with Malus being attacked during the end turn, but I'm not sure why. they didn't recruit, but we'll get them next turn. There's no real rush. So let's get Malus to grab the army, which has been fully replenished, and he's going to hit the rebels. And we'll just finish them off. And send another 21 slaves home. And we've got the Crown of Command, which makes a unit unbreakable for 30 seconds. Don't like that item. More than likely will never use it. And we should have got our sorceress to join the army, which would have been a good idea. But not this turn, it seems.
All shall be mine.
So what we're going to do, now we've finished off the rebels, I'm going to start making my way over to the Tower of Stars, take that settlement, yeah, and by the time we have done that, we'll have this Skaven army will more likely, start to come towards us. Yeah, and we'll have to be preparing for the next rebellion at Tor Elisor, as we're on -80 public order, and we're not going to do anything to improve that. Yeah, and it is going to start getting slaves, just not at the same rate as Hag Graef. That's going to add to public order issues as well. Yeah, but it is in our battle plan. Don't mind about public order. We're going to, take it for what it's worth. We're going to get those extra levels of experience from beating the rebel armies. Yeah, and once we've got some really, well leveled up lords and heroes, that's going to allow us to expand and push our campaign further, easier than we would if we actually just, try to expand straight away. We'll get Malus Darkblade. He's going to transfer all the troops back to our Fleet Master, just so we can get that extra income coming in. And we're going to start making our way over to the Tower of Stars.
Fear my malice.
And we will this turn try again to recruit the extra troops that we need. We'll get one more Black Ark Corsair, and we'll get 2 Black Ark Corsairs with handbows. And hopefully next turn we will actually have them. Malanar Master is leveled up, got 1 level. Let's get him an extra point in hard to hit, getting his melee defense up to 62. And our Fleet Master is also leveled up. We're going to get him Dreaded Slaver. Yeah, I think, what he's going to be trying to do very initially on, is to get this Quartermaster skill. Yeah, I want all of my forces in this Black Ark to be as cheap as possible. If we can get him -60% upkeep, from having a level 5 Black Ark, if we can get him another -15 from this, and another -8 from that, we're going to be looking at, -80% upkeep, or maybe a little bit more, making his army very, very cheap. And we've got Malus. It's going to give him Infamous Raider, giving us extra raiding. Looting settlements and sacking settlements is always a good idea. But what we're really, building for, with Malus Darkblade is Lightning Strike and Elven Healing. As I want him to be able to, replenish his troops quickly when he needs to. So going back to Maeve in Hag Graef, she has now completed building up the Tower of Cain. And what we're going to do is we're going to add extra growth. And I think, how long away is Hag Graef from upgrading to level 3? It's going to be another 7 turns until we get population surplus. What I'd rather do is just get the Temple of Cain to level up and get more growth, hopefully that should speed it along that little bit more. I love that demon. He's always saying lovely, lovely things to us. Right, and speaking of demons, let's just see what it is that he's trying to get our attention for. So, he's offering us, if we go to war with the Deadwood settlements, Deadwood Sentinels in the next 7 turns, he's going to give us a Brugler, I don't know if I pronounced that right, which is like a banner, it looks like. It's going to give the assigned unit bonus versus infantry plus 20 and missile resistance plus 15%. That's a very good item, especially maybe for a master on a chariot, or even a death hag on one of their cauldrons. If you can hopefully put on maybe a shield of Pretolos as well, and other things, you can get their missile resistance to be through the roof. And then, when situations when it comes to wasting ammo and doing those really sneaky things, that's going to be really useful. So I may actually do that, but I've got 7 turns to complete it in. I just want to make sure that if we do declare war on them, it's at the right time. In fact, let's just have a look at the Deadwood Sentinels. And we see them, so they're over here in the Black Pillar, and I think that's their only settlement. They're not at war with anybody. And let's just have a look at their neighbours. Grond likes them. They do have treaties, they have military access. But there we go. Hag Graef doesn't like them at all. And they should. Hag Graef really should get the upper hand and be able to beat all of them. I think we are going to be able to go to war with the Deadwood Sentinels in the next 7 turns. I would like to do it in the most cheeky fashion possible and just declare war just at the moment that they're going to be destroyed, because I don't really I don't like the idea of them building an army and just sending it against me and ignoring everybody else around. That's just going to make keeping Hag Graef that little bit more challenging. So we'll hold off on declaring war for them for the moment, and just continue building up our expedition in the south. Whilst we're here, we're just going to look. I'm just going to see if we can get any other agreements with the other factions, and we can't at the moment. Hag Graef doesn't have a port, and the other factions I don't want to make any agreements with, because Malaketh is more than likely going to drag me into wars with them. This is going to affect my reliability if I have agreements with them. So we're going to keep very neutral up here in the north, and just try to be as inconspicuous as possible. So let's just have a quick look down with Malus. Just make sure that he's doing everything he needs.
I am no puppet.
My troops are recruiting this turn. They will recruit this turn, so we're going to move on to the next turn. Right, here we are in turn 6. A new mission issued to construct the Dark Tower. It's obviously a level 3 structure for the Dark Elves. We have Hag Graef and we have Tor Elisor. We will be able to work on that quite quickly. Get that extra 1,000 into our treasury. We're going to do all of these things anyway. I think on legendary difficulty, I'm wondering why they're giving us these kinds of missions, that are prompting a player that doesn't know the game very well. But still, I'll take the extra money. But like I said, I don't think that these missions should be in here in legendary difficulty. And we have another mission issue to recruit a lord, an extra 500 gold. We're not going to do that. We do not have the funds to recruit a new lord. We'll do that, when our economy can support it. Pardek is ready for duty. Oh, fantastic. And let's see about making this assault on the Tower of Stars. So let's get Malus to grab his army. And then he's going to move.
I grow weary.
And for some reason, Malus can now no longer move. So that's going to slow us down a little bit. I didn't know that that was going to happen. My initial thoughts are it happened because Admiral Leech was in Dread Expansion when he moved them, so they've obviously stayed in Dread Expansion. I'm not going to go to full speed because I don't think it's going to help. I think if I actually go into full speed, I'll be able to move the extra distance. Well, I don't think it's going to allow me to move the extra distance, and then I don't think it's going to allow me to move out of full speed. So we're a bit of a wasted turn here, being as we can't move this turn. We've got public order issues, still happening. That rebellion is 6 turns away, so we do have plenty of time. I think the only thing that we're going to do, being as we can't move, is we're going to we'll keep the Black Ark moving up, and the Black Ark can recruit some more troops. But because of the way that the game is actually unfolded now, because Malus is stuck with the army, he's got to pay for it, and he's not allowed to make a move, which is irritating. So we're going to be taking a loss this turn on our economy. And we're going to, and if we recruit troops with Admiral Leech, it's going to be more of a hit that we're going to take on the economy. But luckily we do have 11,000 in the bank, and it should be mitigated quite quickly. And what I want to recruit with Admiral Leech, let's have a look at Malus's army, is we'll get some more Corsairs.
Dreadlord of Nagaro.
And we'll get some more Dread Spears, I think. And the Admiral Leech can upgrade his Black Ark, so we'll turn it into a Grand Black Ark. I've got plenty of money for this, so it's okay. We can upgrade the Corsair cabins to Raider Lodges, but I don't think that's very important at the moment. We do have access to all the units that we need in this early part of the game. With a settlement that's ready to upgrade, it's the Tower of the Sun. We're not going to upgrade it. I would like to keep my population surplus for Tor El-Asor, but we'll have to wait for that to be repaired. And like I said earlier, we're not in any rush for it to repair. We just want to keep our money, so we can, soundly invest it in the places, where it's needed the most. So we'll ignore that. We'll ignore the damaged buildings. And it looks like we will move straight into the next turn. Okay, turn 7, and Clan Mulder has performed the Scheme of Doom. So they have got a Warlock Engineer going out into the world. I'm not sure how often the AI will go and make a Warlock Laboratory. I'm also not sure how often that they will make Earthquakes. I've never been affected by the AI doing this to me. And Clan Septic has also done the same thing. So we've got a trait gained for Maver, so she's now strict public order +1 in Hag Graef. This is going to be useful later, just when it comes to slowing down the rebellions in Hag Graef. but at this point in the game, it's not going to
wolves
make that
circle
much of a
sheep.
difference with Hag Graef's public order declining rapidly. So let's now do what we were supposed to be doing last turn, and let's see if we can initiate this assault with Malus against the Tower of the Stars.
Hear the
They
din
have
of
been able to
war.
recruit a Lord, but they haven't been able to recruit extra
Blood
troops
for Cain's
yet.
cup.
It looks like Admiral Leech is going to have to initiate the assault.
I approve of these dark deeds.
And I think, you know, we can actually get away with an auto-resolve here.
Disengaging.
Not too many casualties, 235 lost. I imagine I may have lost half that, you know, if we'd fought the battle, but it would have just taken time. Yeah, and it's not necessary, especially if we're going to get to replenish before we, you know, encounter our next army. We're going to loot and occupy it. Extra slaves, extra money, bit of replenishment.
I waited long enough.
I grow weary.
Fantastic. Pure province secured. The first one, the Sea of Dread.
Songs shall be written
And we
of
have
us.
got the 2,000 gold in our treasury by cleansing the strain. You know, so maintaining control of one province, so it's another 2,000. Yeah, we destroyed Tor El-Asur, so again we've got another 2,000 from that. And we've got a new mission that's been given to us to issue a commandment, yeah, for another 500 gold. Again, I'm just going to say, I don't think these missions should be in Legendary. Yeah, you're going to do this, you don't need to have your hand held, you don't need a reward for putting your first commandment out. So we've leveled up again, which is good. Admiral Leech at level 4. Let's get some more dreaded slaver for him. That'll come in handy later when I use the Black Arc, yeah, to go by itself and smash ports.
I always bring doom.
We can't. Maybe we can transfer over the troops. No, we can't transfer over the troops. And yeah, it's what I was talking about last turn. You know, when you can't move, yeah, and you think, I'll go into force march or full speed ahead, yeah, and I'll get that extra movement there. And you don't get the movement, you're stuck in force march, yeah, you can't change it back, yeah, and so, I mean, I really hope this is something that's going to get fixed later, because, you know, this is twice in 2 turns, yeah, that something has actually happened, yeah, that shouldn't have happened, that has stopped Malus's army from moving, yeah, meant that I've had to pay all this upkeep, you know, to keep it going. You know, we want to be putting our army into the Black Arcs when we're not, you know, fighting. Yeah, and having these little bugs come up, it is, you know, stopping us from moving. It's going to irritate. It's irritating me. I'm probably going to irritate you when you come across it, or if you've already come across it. Hopefully, Creative Assembly will do something to fix it later on down the line. We've got some level ups to do. Yeah, we're going to get Draft Master for Malus, so we're 1 level away now from Lightning Strike and Elven Healing. Our Master has leveled up, fantastic. And let's have a look to see what we can get for him. So we can get Sycophantic Schema for slave decline rate, minus 10% and plus 2 public order. Don't want this just now. I don't want anybody affecting the public order. I want the rebellions to happen. So we're not going to get that just yet. We have Nobleborn Ruler for leadership and the aura effect. We don't want that now either. I'm just going to carry on getting him hard to hit. Yeah, hopefully, next level we can get him weakness abhorred. That's a good skill. Yeah, and then at rank 10, we get him his martial name of power, and hopefully that will give him some bonuses. Yeah, to making him hopefully better on a cold one chariot. Okay, so Ophelion has leveled up as well. We're going to get the Burning Head straight away because it's such a useful spell, especially when fighting enemies like Tomb Kings and Skaven, who have large unit sizes, low armor. We'll be able to get hundreds of kills with this spell. So moving on to Mavra, the Strict. We've got Temple of Cain upgrading to the Darkhold. That'll be done next turn. Yeah, and we're going to be, we're still 5 turns away from a population surplus, so we can upgrade Hag Graef. But that's where we're going to end this episode today. I really hope you've enjoyed watching. Yeah, the next episode will be out tomorrow. Yeah, and we will also be starting a legendary campaign for Deathmaster Snicketch. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to have some fun on that as well. Yeah, I really want him, to show you guys and gal. Yeah, there are different ways that you can do these campaigns, and just because one person says that a campaign should be done one specific way, yeah, I want to be able to show you that you can go and do what you want. So long as you think it through, yeah, you should be able to accomplish some of the things that we've been accomplishing here. Anyway, thank you very much, and have a great day. Bye.